What up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? Hold on, I need to post this on Instagram. I always forget to do that. Let's see. Where's my live stream? Let's go to Clan the Spurs fan. There we are. We're gonna get some Instagram people over here. Let me post this on Instagram. I know we don't care about Instagram people, but you know. Let's see here. Live. Link. Post that. Should we do it for Twitter people too? We can do it for Twitter people. Let's say going live. There we go. All right, guys. All right. J-Dub could have been a Spur. I'm so sad. Can you remind the people who the Spurs got over J-Dub? I need you to answer this. I need two answers, okay? I got two questions. I need two answers. Who did the Spurs choose over J-Dub? And also, how old is J-Dub? Jeremy Sohan. Got it. Jeremy Sohan. That's a really good player. That's a really good player you got there. All right, now also, how old is J-Dub? How many years was J-Dub in college? Sohan is 2 years younger. Oh crap. J-Dub was an older player when he got into the draft. Ugh. Will Sohan be 23 and All-Star? See, this is why context is very important, right? This is why you can't take two players and just automatically say this player over this player, and it's only been like 2 seasons, right? Like a couple seasons. You can't do that quickly. The reason why you can't do that is because, first off, I love J-Dub. I think he's a great player. But what J-Dub brings to the table, he can't do what Sohan does. And vice versa. What Sohan brings to the table, J-Dub can't do. And when you're looking at these two teams, J-Dub's going to a situation where he has an MVP candidate right off the bat. As soon as he gets there, he has an MVP candidate right off the bat, right when he gets there, right? Whereas Sohan, that's not necessarily the case. He didn't have that when he first got here, right? The Spurs are still in rebuilding mode, while the Thunder are very successful. You want me to believe that Sohan wouldn't have success with the Thunder? Get out of here. Everyone would love him. Everyone would think he's great. And every single Spurs player, if we had J-Dub, would be looking at the Spurs situation and looking at the Thunder situation and saying, wow, I really wish that we had Sohan. Why? Because context is everything. They're winning right now. So everyone would say, oh my gosh, I wish I had that Sohan dude. He's so irritating when he goes against us. He plays such great defense when he's against us. That's what you'll be saying. It's just winning. It's just fifis. J-Dub is a great player, but he's also older. Sohan is a really good player as well. Sohan wouldn't get any minutes on the Thunder. Chandler, I'm going to ignore you now. I'm ignoring you for the rest of the night. That is blasphemous. That is the dumbest comment I've ever seen in my entire life. I have never seen, not saying you personally are dumb, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not like calling you out of your name or whatever. But that comment is the dumbest comment I've ever seen in my entire life. That is insane. Such a silly comment. You just really don't like Sohan, and that's okay. That is okay. Let's see her. Dude, I really loved this game, guys. This game was so much fun. This game was so much fun. Lou Dort would get. You think Lou Dort is a better player than Sohan? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Man, I'm not. We're getting out of this one. That is so silly. Sohan has bigger size. He's more skilled. No, that's such a silly thing. You just don't like Sohan, and that's okay. And when you have someone like me who does like Sohan as a player, like, it goes directly against what you're thinking. So, yeah. So you're just not going to agree. It's whatever. You're one of those people that once the Spurs are actually winning, like they're in the playoffs, that you're going to love Sohan. You're going to say, well, Sohan is great. I couldn't imagine a world without him. Yeah, no. Keep that same energy, my friend. All right. Okay. So let me go ahead and say this right off the bat. I absolutely love this game. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. All right. This is going to be sponsored by Bet. I am excited. I'm excited to talk about this game. Okay. I am absolutely excited. And the reason being is because there was so much fight, but also it was very obvious what the issue is, and the Spurs are not fixing it. I truly do believe that if they change this one thing, you'll put yourself in a position to win some of these games more often than not. Is it guaranteed? No. Like, OKC Thunder is a really great team, but like, guys, I'm just going to leave this on the screen for a minute. And hold on, I'll zoom in a little bit. I'm going to give you like a few seconds, okay, to figure out what I see, okay? The issue here. And it's the same thing. I'll give you a hint. It's the same thing that I've been preaching about for the past like 3 weeks now. You tell me what the issue is, okay? It's insane. It's so obvious. It's insane. Write something down. Okay. I think that's enough time. I think you guys have had enough time to take a look at this. Zioy? Is that how you say it? Zoy? Zioy? Zio? Zio said it like really quickly. Yes, my friend. What? Yeah, the plus minus 2 nights in a... Yes, what? What? Now, I've always said one player having a weird plus minus, a couple players having a weird plus minus, you can't base off their personal performance based on that, right? But why is it that your entire starting lineup has this bad of a negative plus minus and everyone on the bench has a positive plus minus? Now, sure enough, some of these players came in at the last second, right? So they don't really count. Like, you know, David, Malachi, Jordan, like that doesn't matter, right? No one cares about that. But like, Keldon has a +2, Julian Champagny has a +5, Mamu didn't really play. Champagny has a +5. You have Steph Castle with a 0, Sohan with a 0. Like, but your starting lineup is -20. What? So a few people disagreed. It was just a few, okay? But I'm going to address those few, okay? Because I think all of us need to be on the same page about this, okay? You need to understand what I'm saying. This starting lineup is dumb. It doesn't work. In no context does this make sense to me. Well, actually, the only context in which this makes sense is for you to give Chris Paul the starting lineup because you promised him the starting lineup earlier in the season. That's it. Or before the season started. That's it. Everything else doesn't make sense. Chris Paul, he plays at a slower pace than De'Aaron Fox. These two automatically, right off the bat, are at odds at one another. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say they have to have the ball in their hands, but let's just be honest. De'Aaron Fox enjoys it when the ball's in his hands, right? He has way more control on what the pace is going to be of the game. He can set the tone early. Chris Paul is one that likes to slow things down. He's more half court. Let's figure this thing out. And so right then you have two people that want to run the offense, and I don't mean this in like a controversial way, like, oh, they're mad at each other or nothing, but you have two players here that want to run the offense in different ways. And then, yes, pile on this again a little bit. You have no one, and I mean no one, that can provide you great defense. No one. No one in this starting lineup is going to provide you great defense. Devin Vassell is a good defender, right? He's an above average defender, and if you're above average, I feel like you're good. He's a good defender, but he's not someone that's going to, make any gigantic plays for you, gigantic stops. He's not somebody that's going to be able to be any type of a point of attack defender. He's more of a guy that plays within the lanes, plays good off ball defense. That's about it. Chris Paul, he's just undersized. He's not a bad defender. He's just undersized. De'Aaron Fox, I would say, slightly above average defender. He's a good defender, kind of the same as Devin to me. They're kind of one and the same as far as their defensive ability. Harrison Barnes, he's older. He's not really that good of a defender. He's solid, but he's not a good defender, really. Probably average. Biyombo, it's okay for what you need right now. So it's like the whole starting lineup is just okay. You're not getting the shooting performances that you would need out of this lineup, right? Harrison Barnes has been great all season, basically, as far as from three, but Devin Vassell is struggling right now. And obviously I think that a big part of that has to do with his foot, because all of his shots were short tonight, or they seemed very short. And that would come down to, not being able to get that elevation off his foot as well as he could before. But okay, so he's struggling. De'Aaron Fox has struggled from three since getting to San Antonio, right? Chris Paul was 2 for 2 tonight. I guess that's phenomenal, I guess. Being sarcastic. So offensively, you're not getting what you need out of this. Defensively, you're not getting what you need out of this. Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox are really great pick and roll ball handlers. There's no one in this lineup that can run a great pick and roll. Not Biyombo, not Barnes. They just can't. They're not capable of doing it. Why would you not just take Chris Paul out of the starting lineup and start Sochan? And the only reason why I say start Sochan over Castle, the more I thought about it, is because Castle coming off the bench, he plays pretty well next to Chris Paul for the most part. I'm okay with that if we went that direction. And Castle's still young. He still makes mistakes here and there, but he was great tonight. I won't take that away from him. 32 points. I won't take that away. But what is this starting lineup, guys? It's very small, but we have a small team in general. But yeah, you're right. This is a very small team. And Sochan is one that he plays bigger than his height, right? He's 6'8", plays bigger than that. He's athletic, quick enough, and versatile enough that he can make up for it, strong enough that he can make up for it. But why would you not just start Sochan? I genuinely would just move Barnes to the 3, move Sochan to the 4, and take Chris Paul out of the starting lineup altogether. And now you have a defender. You have two guys that can shoot in Devin Vassell and Harrison Barnes. You have the pick and roll threat of De'Aaron Fox and Sochan, right? And you have Biyombo that can, just kind of be kind of a placeholder for center now. Right? Why can't you just do that? I don't get this. It doesn't make any sense. It's not working. It's been horrible. And the only reason you were in this game is because of the other guys, because of Sochan and Castle. Really, just Sochan and Castle. Keldon did an okay job. Did I say 0? Hold on. Did I say Keldon had 0? No, Keldon had +2. If I said 0 earlier, I'm sorry. No, he had +2. Keldon was okay. His defense still bad, but he was all right. Sochan doesn't suit well as a 5. Horrible, like you said, Clan. Yeah, he's not a 5. You're kind of forced to put him at that 5, right? Obviously, I think that he will play longer than Biyombo, so Biyombo will eventually sit, and then now what do you do? Sochan has to go to that 5. But this is just silly. This starting lineup is just so silly to me. It makes no sense, guys. Any word on Sochan? Looked like he tweaked his ankle. Oh, when did he tweak his ankle? I didn't see that. Did he play through it? Yes, the only reasonable excuse is that we're tanking or Mitch just stupid. No, I think there's a third one. Okay, so you said we're tanking. Mitch is stupid. I think there's a third one. The third one is they promised Chris Paul at the beginning of the season that he would start no matter what. That's another one. Loyalty to Chris Paul. I don't like the word tanking, and if we don't get flagged, then what? I mean, there's other players in the draft. We're gonna get to the point where we do a video on that, right? We'll do videos on different players that we could possibly get. Because right now it's looking like we'll probably land like 8 to 12 in the lottery. So we'll talk about it. Don't worry, we'll get excited. You're gonna get excited. There's a lot of talent. My friend of mine, Switch Hill, he sends me stuff like all the time of different players that we should look out for. So we'll get to that point. There's some really good talent. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we'll get to that point. It's not flag or bust. I promise. It's not flag or bust. Better be. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll be all right. But man, this game was really fun to watch though. Like, so other than that, it was really fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really fun. So it was a lot of fight. It was a lot of determination. We already know that the San Antonio Spurs had a conversation with Pop, and apparently he cursed some of the players out. Apparently it was really emotional. Didn't curse them out as in like FUUB or whatever, but it sounds like he was pretty harsh, right, at times, but lovingly. And it seems like it really kicked the team into gear, and we've seen them play better over the course of the last 2 games. So who did he curse out like Danny Green? Man, he used to curse out Danny Green all the time. That was wild. But anyways, what I want to do, that's my only take about this game, is this was silly. But like, other than that, I have no complaints really. Like, everyone was great to me. Everyone played hard. Everyone was engaged. Poor Sohan, man. Poor Sohan. He was doing so much in this game. And I am so happy. Guys, you have no idea how happy I am, okay? Because he was about to be put and blasted all over ESPN. I am so happy Caruso missed that 3. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I am so happy he missed that 3. Oh my God, guys. That would have been in Caruso's like highlights of 2014 or 2015. His ankles? Yeah, his ankles. Yeah, he took his ankles, bro. That was so bad. He did a whole 360. I was like, ooh, Sohan, that's bad. Oh, do a little spin. Yeah, he looked so embarrassed too. He thought he went in and he just walked down the court. I was like, oh, Sohan, bro, this is so embarrassing, bro. Other than that one play, he was great all night. Sohan is mid. I think you're mid. I think you're a mid chatter. But Sohan was great. He was awesome. At least Sohan didn't fall clan. Bro, he did a dance move. He did a break dance move. I'm just glad it's not going to be blasted anywhere. Yeah, the door ejection was fun. It was a fun game. I don't have any complaints. I'm actually super excited from this game. It feels like the rest of the season is going to be like this. Like, we're going to get a lot of good games. Let's see what we got coming up. So we'll take a look at what we got coming up. We'll talk about Sponsor Bet US, and then we'll end it off seeing what some of you guys have to say. But let's see, some games coming up. All right, we got a big chunk of games coming up. All right, so Tuesday we have the Brooklyn Nets. Then we have Sacramento. Those are winnable. Tickets as low as $5. Are y'all going to this game? You got Minnesota. That'll be fun. Dallas twice. Not going to be as fun as it would have been if Luka was there. Let's see. A lot of these are winnable, y'all. I would say winnable. I would even say Minnesota still. Well, Minnesota might not be winnable. They might just destroy us in the paint, I would assume. I would still say winnable. There's quite a few winnables in here, even without Wemby. So it's going to be a fun rest of the season. Unfortunately, no nationally televised games until we get to March 21st, NBA TV. But yeah, should be fun, man. Should be super fun. If we keep playing hard, we can randomly win some of these. We'll win some of these. The big question is, do you think the Spurs get to 40 wins? I said 44 before. Obviously, that's out the window. I don't believe that. Right? I'm aiming for 35 now. You said no? Yeah, I'm aiming for 35. 44. Well, that's how I felt before the season started. It wasn't in the middle of the season. It was, and to be fair, the Spurs were basically on pace for that. But you know, some of the lineups were terrible, and then Wemby's injury, and then it's all downhill from there. But anyways, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. If you guys are interested at all, head on over to BetUS and use promo code YouTube150. You'll receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your second and third deposits, up to $2,000. Let's see if there's one that's interesting here. They got an MVP, Cooper Flag. So what's the chances of the San Antonio Spurs getting Cooper Flag? So they didn't put all the teams on here. Very few teams that have a legitimate shot at getting them. They're giving us kind of mid chance of getting them. Who has the best chance? They got the Washington Wizards. They got the Jazz. I don't know why it's in order like this. Is there a reason it's in order like this? They got the Pelicans and Hornets having the same chances of getting them. And then the Nets. And then they have the Spurs. So we're only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 most likely to get them, which ain't bad. I think the reason why we're 6 is because of the Hawks. What's going on with the Hawks? How the Hawks doing? They got to play Memphis tomorrow. That's good. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, let's look at here. Where are these Hawks at? Hawks are 9 now. So they're on a 2-game losing streak. You love to see it. All right, we need them out. We need you as bad as possible. They could get to that 10th, but man, the Bulls are kind of stinking it up, it looks like. Anyways, so San Antonio Spurs, if you wanted to bet on that, let's just say 20. What's that going to give you, 200? Oh, you can't do 20. Man, which team was selected? Oh, did we already? Hold on. Oh, we already bet on this. But anyways, if you guys are interested, you just head on over here. How it works is you hit the money line, and then you hit your risk, and then it'll show you the wins right here. So if you guys are interested, head on over to BetUS and use promo code YouTube150. Don't forget the YouTube150 part. All right, let's dive into what you guys have to say. Hold on, let me bring this back up. Coolio. Yeah, you guys enjoy this game though? I feel like a lot of people enjoyed it. Go on Tankathon and see the odds. Sure. Summit. Got us at 9. Let's do it again. Oh, wait. I got to look at the Atlanta Hawks. What am I doing? All right. I kind of messed that up. Got us at 4. 4 and 10. This one got us at 11 and 9. See, more than likely it's going to be 8 to 12. This one got us at 9 and 11. It'll take like 15 spins. This one got us at 11 and 10. It's going to keep us like that, right? Oh, my goodness. That was a spin. This one got us at 1 and 10. We're going to be like that. Like we're really banking on the Atlanta Hawks, to be honest with you. But more than likely, we're going to land around 8 to 11. So we're going to take a look at everybody that's going to more than likely land in the lottery, and maybe a couple players that's outside of it that could end up moving up to the lottery. And then we'll talk about, you know, which ones we want, or which ones I want, I guess. Don't say nothing. See, don't say nothing. Wait, what? It only took a few spins. That didn't take that long to get number 1. Let's do it again. And that is 9 and 11. Yeah, it's only, whew, they got a lot of 9 and 11s. This is probably not happening. Yeah, and lots of things, you know, aren't likely, but can still happen. We'll pick another Primo Sohan. Sohan is a really good player. Let's stop doing that. And Primo would have been a really good player, but, you know, he messed up. He messed up. That whole year of being out really jacked up his development. When he came back, he was even, gosh, man, he was even slower than before. He did not look the same at all. He's decent. He's very good. Sohan is a very good player. He's not just decent. Man, how many... you guys frustrate me. I literally just go to my channel, watch the last video I put up. The one that's like, we have to talk about him. And I gave plenty of stats showing how impressive he actually is. We literally have... We're just spoiled. We literally have one of the best defenders in the NBA. Like, period. Like, top 5, top 10 best defender in the NBA. Wemby's number 1, and then Sohan is top 10 in like every category. He's cool. He's really good. I just wonder what you base him off of when people say he's just average. Like, what do you base him on? Like, just how you feel? Just, you know, from I watched this game and that's just how I feel about it. Like, or are we going to base it off of actual reality and looking at the statistics and seeing, oh wait, actually, yeah, he is one of the he is above average. He actually is really good. Define good. Define cool. I would say top 10 defender in the league is good. Yeah. You define cool when you say he's just cool. You define that. It's so nice to know our rookie can go off for 30, silver lining. This whole game was awesome, bro. I know we lost, okay? Losing isn't fun. Okay? Losing isn't fun. No one likes to lose. But everything was awesome. Yeah, Steph Castle being able to when Steph can actually hit his threes, man, he is a dangerous player. It felt as if this 32 piece came with ease to him. And that's because he's already great at getting to the rim, right? Getting to the line, getting to the rim. So it comes with him in ease as far as scoring around the rim. But then when he can add that 3-point shooting to his game too, it's just like, whoa, now we're cooking, you know? Now we're cooking. Because he does so many different things. Spurs are going to be so impressive in the next couple years. Like, Sohan's defense, Castle's defense, they play off each other fairly well as well. Castle will become a better ball handler, or not ball handler, but passer. I guess that's part of it. But, you know, obviously Wemby will be here. De'Aaron Fox. I mean, man, it's going to be a really good team. You add some depth to it. You add some 2 lottery picks. This is a good-looking team, y'all. Superstar in the making. I think he could be one. I won't put that on him, though. I think he could be one. That's the game slowing down for Castle. Bro's definitely a hooper. He said early in the season that the game has slowed down for him in, like, preseason or something. And Chris Paul was like, how the heck? What do you mean it slowed down for you in preseason? That's crazy. That's crazy. We'll get to the point where we talk about players in the draft and who I want. I have to really think about it. Is it true that Spurs will pursue KD this offseason? I have not heard that news, but can look into it later, I guess. Anyways, this game was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I don't think that we need to say, well, man, I hate that the Spurs lost. It's the Thunder. They had to score 150 points to put us away. This is a good game. The Spurs were awesome, guys. They were awesome. We didn't have a chance just because, we would have had a better chance with a better starting lineup. But we had our chances were slim because of how good they are, and also because us not having a big man. But I thought it was really great, man. I thought we gave them a run for their money. I thought that we were very competitive. I wish that the rotations were better, but that's been a continuous thing this season. Yeah, a rivalry in the making. And then we got do we have the Thunder one more time? We have to have them one more time, right? Don't we play them? Do we have the Thunder one more time, chat? I'm not going to look it up. I'm just let you guys tell me. 146 is crazy. That's what it took. That's what it took. Like, they had to keep hitting shots. Nope. Okay, that's it. Okay. I thought we had to play them again. Only 3 times, I think. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. No, we're done. Okay. Well, we're 1-2 this season. We beat them once. Yeah, anyways. Big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. Worst outlook on this team is the coaching situation. Yo, I really want Messina, but that's probably not going to happen. Most realistic would be Steve Kerr. That would be crazy. John Cena in going to WrestleMania or whatever. I haven't kept up with WWE in like ages. Clan, who would you rather have, Miles Turner or Nas Reed? Probably Nas Reed, yeah. Clan, I don't think we need or will get a new coach, to be honest. I definitely think we need a new coach. That coach is too old, Clan. He's 60 something. Don't be like that. He's only like 65. That's not too old. He'll be okay. I would like Steve Kerr though. I definitely think we'll need a new coach. Popovich is probably coming back. But for how long? We're definitely going to need another coach. How you feel about Dan Hurley? I don't know. Kerr's family, he'd be great. Not only I think Kerr will fit as well is because Steve Kerr, he's his personality and just how he is. The fact that he was able to help create a dynasty with the Warriors, and you had, to be honest, a tyrant in the locker room like Draymond Green. He is not a good locker room guy. You had someone like Draymond barking in your ear this whole time, and you were able to still be successful, keep the team together, yada yada, is super impactful. And I think, or super impressive, I mean. And I think going to San Antonio, you won't have that problem. It'll be just strictly basketball, strictly business, none of the extra silliness in the locker room. I think he'll thrive even more. And also, Steve Kerr is great at, it's great that he's been under 2 of the best coaches of all time, right? Like Phil Jackson, and he got to see how that was operated, and played with Popovich and saw how that was operated, you know? So, yeah. Kerr has a job. It's been, people have been kind of speculating that he could potentially leave in the near future. This wouldn't be next season. I'm saying after Pop is gone. Which probably won't be until another season. Does him being afraid of Draymond make it a negative since he has no control over the team? He does have control over the team. I don't think he's scared of Draymond. I'm just saying that his ability to still be able to handle that or manage that is impressive. I think the Warriors have respect for Kerr. I think the I think they have respect for Kerr. Clan, is Sohan better than Nas Reed? I hope Nas Reed is better. The fact that he's 25, I would hope that he's better. I hope he's better than Sohan at the age of 25. I hope that he's better than 21-year-old Jeremy Sohan. Guys, let's let Mitch have another full year with the new and improved team. Mitch Johnson is an assistant coach, and I think he should be an assistant coach. I'll say that's all I'll say on that. CP3 is 40, so therefore should be best player in the NBA then. No, once you get to about 35, 36 in the NBA, you're out of your prime. 25, you're really close to your prime. So yeah, I would assume that 25, 27-year-old should be better than a 21-year-old. If you could give an argument on why you think Nas Reed is so much better than Sohan, so be it. Run with it. But to me, I think that you just want to find this as an opportunity to hate on Sohan. I mean, if you want to, we can just name off like all the players that are better than Sohan. Is that what you want this stream to be? We just sit around and just talk about all the players that we think are better than Sohan? Yeah, the mid chatter. Yeah, that's the mid chatter talking. I can name off all the chatters that are better than you. You want to do that? July, I think July has better analysis about games. Sebastian, I think that he has better analysis about games. I think he does a really good job of being pretty even keel and giving some good takes. Larry, I think Larry's a better chatter than you. Morals, I think Morals is a good chatter. I think he's pretty good. I don't see Ilmantics a lot. He said we could have drafted Jalen Williams instead of Sohan. That's crazy. Okay, maybe you and him are one and the same. Let's see. Chris, obviously Chris is better. Who else is better? Oh no, he took it so personal. No, I'm just naming off the people that are better than you. Let's see. James, I do like James takes. James is a better chatter than you. Caps, let's see what Caps had to say. We just need a center man that can rebound and block shots. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I would say based on that, I would say Caps is better too. I think he has better analysis. That's all I have to say. We should aim for a stretch big. Yeah, a stretch big would be nice. That's what they wanted Zach Collins to be. Do we have any... Hold on. Thanks. LOL. No problem, man. How can you watch tonight's game and think Jeremy is trash? I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. Blows my mind. And then people will say like, "Oh, but you said you think Sohan is the next MJ." Never said that. But you never said that he's a role player and that's what he is. It's like, since when did we start disrespecting role players? Since when has role players not played a part of a team's future? Since when has role players not been important to win championships? If I sat here and talked about Robert Horry, everyone would say Robert Horry was the man. He's a role player. Dennis Rodman, he's the man. He's a role player. Just disrespectful, man. It's okay to be a role player. I never said that he's going to be a superstar. I don't think that. But I think he is an important role player for the future. He does a good job at what he does. And he's gotten better at it each year. Rodman was a star. That could be argued. I think with the Bulls, he was definitely playing a role. Like, he was a role player. But yeah. I don't think Rodman was a star. Does anyone think that? Anyone think that Dennis Rodman was a star player? I don't think Rodman was a star player. I feel like he was a role player. But one of the best role players to ever do it, you know. Star personality. He did have a star personality. He was a star in Detroit. Okay, well, that's fair, I guess. I see. When I think of Rodman's career, I think he was one of the best role players to ever play. "20 rebounds a night." Rodman had beef with Pop. Probably star role player. I guess it's a such thing as that. Like, a lot of seasons, I guess Ginobili had to play a role, but he was a star role player, I guess, yeah. In Detroit, though? Okay. Sohan is a lottery pick and a role player. Wait, are you seriously making the argument that every lottery pick is a star? Do you understand how difficult the NBA is, my friend? Do you understand how much talent is in the NBA? Are you seriously making the argument that because you're a lottery pick, you have to be a star? Like, being a role player as a lottery pick is a failure. Are you serious right now? We could go through every year of lottery picks, and you'll find plenty of lottery picks that were role players. Now, if you're saying like a top 3 pick in the draft, sure. I mean, just about any top 3 pick, maybe even top 5-ish picks. Now, usually top 3. You expect them to be more than that, but like, it's just not the reality of the situation. That's a silly thing to say. Oh, let's not do semantics. BR says being a star player is also a role. Let's not do that. Not do that. That's a good question. Do people think that Draymond is a star? Really curious. Yeah, like, what is Draymond? Yeah, being a star is being a star. Yeah. What is this? That's just such a silly thing to say. You're like, well, he was a lottery pick, so, you know. Wow, he's a role player and he was a lottery pick? That's trash. What? Should we have taken Duren? Duren, he's a lottery pick. I would say he's a role player. I would say Duren's a role player. Rim runner. People love hindsight. They love it. But you're not going to find anybody with foresight. So everyone will talk trash here and now. And then once the Spurs are in the playoffs and you can actually see the impact, the true impact of having a archetype like Sohan, everyone will praise it. Everyone will say he's great. He's awesome. Oh my God. The same thing actually happened with Derek White. I don't know if you guys recall, because I had the channel. I used to talk about how good Derek White was for the longest, and I would argue with people all the time about it. They're like, he's not that good. He's just a role player. He's not that great. And then once the Spurs got to the playoffs and they saw the way that he plays translating perfectly to playoff ball, then everybody was like, whoa, he's so good. He's so great. It'll be the same thing. Because when your team is good enough to go into playoff series, like make playoff runs or whatnot, you're going to shine a little bit more, right? When your team is good enough for that. And then that type of environment, when you have such a Especially how Sohan is. He's so consistent with what he does well, like always being consistent with it. That really shines in the playoffs because he has some really reliable attributes that he can rely on in that playoff series. That's why like Vassell makes me a little iffy. That's why I think he's going to be like a fourth option, scoring option, because he's inconsistent in his scoring and hitting step back. I mean, obviously he's going to have to find easier shots, but like hitting step back threes, unless you're like Steph Curry or James Harden or something, isn't necessarily very reliable, especially when you're a third or fourth caliber player, right? It would be nice to have other things that you can lean on, like getting to the rim. That's why Steph Castle is going to be way more impressive once he's in the, like he's going to be impressive throughout his career, but once he's like in playoff situations, getting to the rim is something that you can consistently do just for the most part, right? And he does it really well. Like he's pretty smart with it, how he maneuvers things. So getting to the line, that's something you can always rely on. And I feel like Sohan has nothing but reliable attributes to his game, right? Like just it's going to work regardless of the context, it seems like. Like your defense is going to translate to these big games. Same thing with Castle. His defense is going to translate to these big games. This glaze. I mean, Steph Castle and Sohan are very impressive to me. Players get better when they leave the Spurs. That's not true. What player got better when they left the San Antonio Spurs? And if you say Derek White, I got news for you. Derek White was the same player when he got to Boston. He's just with a better team. Derek White percentages definitely got, okay, you said Derek White. Derek White percentages definitely got better, but he just had better talent around him as well. I've seen many of Derek White games. Nothing. That's Kawhi? You think Kawhi got better when he left the San Antonio Spurs? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Barlow got better? Okay, what are we basing better off of? What are we basing it off of? Collins and Bertans and DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray got worse. You guys are just saying things. DeJounte Murray got substantially worse. His defense got worse statistically. Even this season before the injury, he had some of his worst percentages ever. DeJounte Murray got worse. What's next? Lonnie Walker? You guys gonna say Lonnie Walker got better too? You're just naming people that left now. What are you talking about? It's one thing about getting better. These players that you're naming, their developmental process was all through San Antonio. It's one thing to say get better. There's another thing to say they're in different situations, like better situations. These players did not get better. Zach Collins got better. Zach Collins didn't get better. Have you actually watched Zach Collins play? You talking about with the Bulls? What are the Bulls doing right now? Clan, Halliburton, or Vassell redraft 11 and 12. Halliburton. Are you joking? Like, obviously. Obviously. But hey, you can't have hindsight, right? Vassell's still a good player. Mikasa got better. Mikasa did get better. Guys, come on now. It's crazy, bro. Where'd she go? Yeah, you're just naming off players. Yeah, you're just naming off players that left. I don't know where Mikasa is right now. Yeah, I guess everyone got better. Did Jonathan Simmons get better too? Did Trey Jones get better? You guys feel like Trey Jones got better too? You just think of every single player that's left. See, Sissoko, he got better? Yes? Okay, you're just naming stuff. So what is it about them being with the San Antonio Spurs that prevented them from getting better? Are we just doing the DeJounte Murray thing all over again? The DeJounte Murray circuit of they held me back? Do you have any examples of them holding you back? No, not really, but they held me back. Maybe, and this is a long reach, DeMar DeRozan got better after leaving the Spurs. DeRozan was the same player. I actually think DeMar being with the Spurs made him better, right? Because the Spurs we did put him in a different position because the Spurs, he had to be more of a facilitator. And I think after that actually did help him a lot, leaving. But, I mean, he was the same player. Like, DeMar DeRozan isn't a different player than he was when he was with us. False? What part of that was false? Okay, you guys just want to argue. Darnell, you must be the mid chatter's burner. That's not false. I don't know what's false about that. That's crap. Oh, that's cap. You're just okay. I'm not arguing with that's cap. No, false. I can't. I'm not talking to you anymore. Let's take a look at Mitch Johnson. I don't have burners. That was really impressive to jump over here from that other burner. You ain't got to talk to me. I know. That's why I said that. Bro, what? We make sure of worst players in the NBA look good in the Spurs system. Oh, man. Putting someone at a facilitator role makes them better. Rings a bell, but I can't put my finger on it. I know, right? Let's see.
A lot to unravel in this game, but I guess a starting point though is to ask what
Today's Sunday? Spurs play on Tuesday? Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure I'm not crazy here. All right. Let's take a look at this.
A lot to unravel in this game, but I guess a starting point though is to ask what you thought of Steph's game.
Yeah, I think he was aggressive. Thought he was aggressive. I thought he tried to influence the game in a lot of aspects. He's been challenged to rebound. He had 8 of them tonight, 4 offensively. He had 7 free throws, and he's aggressive in a lot of aspects, which is what we want to see from him.
I wish somebody would ask about the starting lineup thing.
Side down the stretch, what did you see go wrong defensively?
I think we had a little bit of we let our dopper down just a little bit in terms of some of the resistance and the transition in some of the crowds. And not an excuse, but those guys have put together a heck of an effort in the last 2 nights. Lost Julian, we were a man down. I rode Fox and Steph pretty hard there in the second half. Maybe I could have got those guys out and got them a quick break, but they did a good job.
Sorry, I shouldn't be glancing the chat. Castle is not better than Manu. Whoever typed that. Who typed that? Hey man, I'm hype about Castle too, but woo, that is a take, man. He's not Manu. Yeah, that's not good. He's not Manu. Manu is. There's tiers to this, okay? He's not on that tier. He's not on that tier yet. That's crazy. I mean, Manu is a player that Kobe had issues with. Like, Kobe couldn't handle. He said that. He was like, yeah, he gives me my worst matchup. That's how good he was. Don't think we would get that if, you know, Kobe was still playing and he was here with us today going against Castle. I don't know if we would get that in the next few years. Like, oh, he gave me issue. I don't know about that. Like, we gotta calm down a little bit. That's crazy. Clan says Sohan is better than Duncan. Okay, Chandler, I said that you were mid, but that brought you a little above average. That's a funny comment.
Good job. They're relentless at attacking the paint. SGA and Jalen Williams, those guys, two-headed monster in terms of, you know, imposing themselves and getting into that paint. Thought we did a good job at parts of the game making them see crowds and finding other people early, but they did do a good job as well of imposing their will in that regard.
Speaking of Julian getting tossed, what did you see on that? Did you see the replay, and what did you think of that? And it happens so much now in our game. I don't know. It feels like the rule has changed maybe, but when people are aggressive, there's a lot of these incidental elbows or contact. I don't really know who's at fault, to be honest, but it just looked like that was what initiated it, and then there was some response on both ends. I didn't think much of it, and then, you know, people were just protecting their guys and whatnot, but I didn't think it was anything intentional and I didn't look at the scrum to see if they should have got thrown out or not. But the initial basketball play I did see, and just looked like Kenrich Williams was being aggressive and Julian was opening up.
Clan, how would you want to move on from this? Wait, how could you want to move on from this, Clan? Look at the intelligence in which he speaks. Like Mitch is here to stay. I can't tell if you're for real or not. Like, I cannot tell. I never said I wanted Mitch Johnson fired. I think he's probably a phenomenal assistant coach. I mean, if you're under Pop, I can make that assumption because we've had so many great assistant coaches over the years. But he's a young coach, and as a head coach, he hasn't been good. But he's probably trolling. You're probably trolling, right?
I don't know if that's an offensive foul now, or I don't know where that line is of what space you're allowed.
This really tough stretch that you guys
LOL,
have
sure.
been in for
Okay,
the
I
past
have no
couple
idea.
weeks, the way games are getting away at the end, does that remind you at all to the way they did during your tough stretches last year? And is there any common thread between those, or do you see it as a completely different situation?
I don't think tonight felt like that as much of, I think we got wore down by a very, very good team. You know, second night.
I do miss Pop, y'all. I miss Pop. Looking at the comment about he sounds like Doc Rivers. I miss Pop that would come up here and just say, we need to do this better. That was awful. That was terrible, allowing that. And then sometimes Pop would be like, no, we did just lose to a good team. But, like, I haven't gotten one press conference from Mitch Johnson in which he just, and not saying you have to be like, you don't have to dog on your team, right? It doesn't have to be performative, right? I don't want him to be performative or anything, but like, just saying that was awful. Like, I don't know. It's okay. Like, that does feel good sometimes. I guess that's part of how people feel going on this channel. Like, you guys want me to say like Vassell is trash, and while I'll say, oh, he was awful shooting wise, like, I don't think he's trash, so I don't say that. But like, I guess for me, I would enjoy it to hear the coach just kind of say, like, because when you say, well, because of this happened, oh, and because of this happened, you keep doing that, it's like, can we just like say we could do better? Just say we need to do better. Like, he's done it a little bit before, but there's more of this than anything. Just kind of this justification for a lot of this.
Out of a back-to-back last night was hard fought. Like I said, a couple of those guys had very long stints in that fourth quarter, or late in the third quarter. Julian went down. We were man down. I think there was a level also of Jeremy was actually out for a second too, getting looked at. I thought they fought their butts off. Again, OKC's probably saying the same thing about us. They made a lot of shots. We made a lot of shots. And at some point, we stopped scoring a little bit, and they kind of maintained it. And then I think that's where, you know, you have to put your energy in getting the stops and getting the rebounds and not turning the ball over, and not the makes. The makes and misses come and go. That other stuff is what compound runs.
That actually, unironically, what he just said there is the same reason why I said that Steph Castle and Sohan are going to be more impactful once you're actually in the playoffs, right? Because the shooting stuff if that's your main attribute, which it's fine for it to be your main attribute. It's very important. Obviously, the ball has to go, in the hoop. But that comes and goes, game to game sometimes. But the things that remain is those fundamentals, that defense, the rebounding, the toughness, the getting to the rim, like all that will be there. Like you can always rely on that, right? You can always rely on that.
Getting worn down, did that contribute to the, not being able to keep it up from 3-point range? You went from 16 to 2.
Yeah, I think it's all what happened first, the chicken and the egg, right? OKC gets credit. I think they picked up their defensive intensity, and I think we did a good job. I still thought we got some good shots in that second half, even early in third quarter. That third quarter is probably the most frustrating part. That's been a thing for us now where we come out at halftime, whether we're up or even, and teams are scoring consistently, and we got to find a way there. And even when they're not scoring, we may give up a rebound or two. And so that's just, again, when you put in so much work and then you give it back in a short amount of time, that's the stuff I think that we got to nip in the butt. And to your question earlier, Mike, that's the stuff we don't want to sustain that we had in that little bit of a stretch previously.
How you've deployed and used De'Aaron since he's been here, I guess, especially since Victor has been out. Is that how you foresee using him the rest of these next 6-7 weeks, or is that kind of evolve during that time?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of evolution here, obviously, and we've done some different things with him, even in terms of sometimes he's playing 2 longer stints, sometimes he's playing 3. We've played him, I think, more with certain combinations as of late than early on. And we just got him. We had our first practice 2 days ago with him. This is his first home game. So to think that there wouldn't be a ton of evolution would be silly on our part.
Who are we talking about? I feel like I blacked out. Not too interesting. Who are we talking about? Fox? Are you sure? Did you say we got him 2 days ago? 2 weeks? Did he say 2 weeks? Who are we talking about? Fox? Okay. I need to listen to that again.
Different things with him, even a lot of
that how you foresee using, I guess, especially since Victor has been out. Is that De'Aaron since he's been here?
A stretch previously.
How you've deployed and used De'Aaron since he's been here, I guess, especially since Victor has been out. Is that how you foresee using him the rest of these next 6-7 weeks, or is that kind of evolve during that time?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of evolution here, obviously, and we've done some different things with him, even in terms of sometimes he's playing 2 longer stints, sometimes he's playing 3. We've played him, I think, more with certain combinations as of late than early on. And we just got him. We had our first practice 2 days ago with him. This is his first home game. So to think that there wouldn't be...
I think he should get playing time running as the primary point guard so he can get used to the guys a little bit quicker. That's what I think.
And you can see that.
Silly on our part.
Even during the rest of the season, you can see that, or you expect to see that change.
Yeah, I mean, I think with us, we have an identity and a style of play that we're trying to grow, and we've been trying to grow. When you add a player of that caliber, to think that that's not going to take time, right? You look at any of these top teams around the league, there's continuity is a big word that doesn't get discussed enough, and that's something that we are early.
But that's what I'm saying. I think the continuity could be improved if he starts without Chris Paul in the starting lineup. And you put in Sohan so he can have that pick and roll threat and he can get used to the guys a little bit more. He can actually run the offense and not have to split it up with Chris Paul. Like, what?
Stages for different reasons in the earliest stage with him. But there's some exciting potential to see on the way.
But that's like bare minimum. I don't know. Maybe the plan is to eventually do that. Maybe the plan right now is for Chris Paul to be on the court with him, kind of walk him through some stuff. But even if that's the case, I still don't understand not having a defender in your starting lineup. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we haven't heard from Wemby at all. I don't know when that'll be. Anyways, in a segment here. All right, we haven't heard De'Aaron Fox in a while. Or do you want to hear? Do you guys want to hear Steph Castle or De'Aaron Fox? We're going to choose one. Who would you rather hear? Fox. Thank you. Let's listen to Castle. 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 My glorious king. Castle all day. Okay. All right, Castle. All right. All right. You guys have spoken. All right. All right. Oh, now some people are saying Fox. Most people say Castle, though. So we're going to go with Castle. We're going to go with Castle.
Bittersweet for you to play so well and, you know, still come up short.
I mean, the scoring and stuff is cool, but I mean, we still want to win. So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really mean that much to me, honestly.
He seemed like genuinely upset about this loss. I like it.
That you have in your shot, especially the three-point shot, it seems like it's come a long way in 3 months. Was there a moment when it clicked? Has it been a gradual improvement? How would you describe that?
I'd say my numbers been improving throughout the year, but I feel like my confidence in it has been kind of the same. I mean, I put a lot of work into it. So, I mean, just adding on the encouragement that I get from my teammates and coaches to, you know, to keep shooting the open ones. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like my confidence in that hasn't really shook too much. I feel like just trying not to judge it off of makes and misses is the biggest thing.
You lose Victor, who's the center of everything around here for the rest of the season. What does that do to you mentally in terms of, do you see it as an opportunity to show more, to do more? Does the team need you to do more? Kind of what's your mentality there?
I mean, it's hard playing without Vic. I mean, he does so many things on the court for us on both sides. So, I mean, just trying to do whatever we can to, you know, try and fill that void. Not like trying to selfishly take it, you know, upon yourself to try and do it, but try and do it, you know, as a full team. You know, because, I mean, he's really the only one that could do all those things, be that versatile at that size. So
this might really be a bad comment to make, okay? Like, when you're talking about silver linings, you know, it is important to look at the positives here. The silver lining of the whole situation with, obviously we want Wemby here, right? But like we already talked about, even before we talked about once the Spurs get to 65 games, maybe Wemby should sit and we should just say screw it and allow Fox to get surgery on his hand and yada, yada, yada. But like Wemby being gone, and there's quite a few games left. Do you think it's going to help the development of these guys? Now, because Wemby, you plug in Wemby and he can do so many different things, right? He can just do so much and you kind of rely on that at times. But him being gone is forcing you to actually play like a normal basketball team. Because Wemby is just kind of a freak of nature. So you're actually having to play like an actual basketball team. You think it's going to actually like help the development of these guys? And no one's even getting more minutes. I don't think that they're getting more minutes than they would have if Wemby was playing. Like, I don't think it interferes with Castle's minutes or anything. It's just the challenge is greater now. You know? You know what I mean? Well, is his development. That's most important. Does, but not gotta. But no, gotta get that chemistry. Yeah, that's true. Clan, what's wrong with your brain? All right, check this out. Check this out. Watch this. This is crazy. This is crazy. I can do something that's very big brained. I can do something that's very big brained. Watch this. Check this out. Watch this. Watch this. It's going to be crazy. You're going to be like in awe by this. Poof. Poof. What's wrong with your comment? Why can't you comment anymore? What happened? What happened? Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think this might actually help. Yeah, I think this might actually help.
Just having one guy on our team trying to make up for all that is just unrealistic.
Turn your head. Do you hear the crowd when he came out before the game?
No, I didn't hear.
Were you surprised to see him there, or did you know?
No, I saw him before the game. Yeah, I saw.
They're talking about Wemby. I really want to know about Popovich. Has anyone asked about the Popovich conversation? Have I missed it? Chat, let me know if I missed it.
So before we even went out. So, yeah.
What does it say that he shows up here? I mean, he's not playing obviously the rest of the year, but he's involved with you guys still, and he's here at the first home game.
Yeah, that's just the kind of person he is. I mean, he's not doing that for cameras or
Good night, man.
views or anything. That's just how he is. He was at our practice the other day, so that doesn't really surprise me.
How challenging is it mentally to know that just as the team made the deal and got the Aaron to make a late season push for the play-in tournament, then all of a sudden you lose? How challenging is it to deal with that?
Is that not weird that they haven't asked them about Popovich yet? Not the Popovich conversation? Are they not allowed to, or what?
Sort of disappointment.
I mean, it's tough, but I feel like our goal that didn't
Maybe
really
they have.
change.
No, I
depending
thought
on who we're
Keldon
missing.
didn't Keldon talk about it? I might have missed it. Well, they have, but they won't talk about it as a private thing. Okay, so they won't say anything. Wait, what was the Pop conversation? Pop met up with the team for the first time since the stroke, and apparently it was really emotional. That's part of, let me just be real, that's part of the reason why the Spurs have played so well the last two games. They just look more engaged. Reporters in San Antonio are probably told not to ask. I don't know.
Just emphasizing that, we need more from, other guys. Guys gonna have to step up. Mitch changing the lineups, just doing whatever we can to just try and balance, missing Vic. Like I said, he does so many things on the court to help us. So hearing that he was out was definitely a big hit. But I feel like our mindset and goals didn't really change too much.
How connected has he stayed with you guys ever since that happened?
Super. We talked to him a lot. After most games, like I said, he was in practice.
Yeah, for real. Just change the starting lineup. That'd be a good place to start.
I feel like y'all would have seen him a lot more. If it wasn't for the rodeo, but he's still.
Pop pulled a whiplash and threw a symbol at the team. I'll tell you this right now: if Pop pulled a whiplash, that's not actually. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not a good thing. What a great movie.
Super connected with the team. He's not isolating himself from the guys. I know he wants to be out there, but just making himself feel like he's still part of the team.
What's excited you most about the way you and De'Aaron fit together?
Probably just the ability to get to the paint whenever we really want and kind of create advantages for our teammates. The speed that we play with on makes and misses. It's been super cool to share the court with him. So just being how versatile he is, being able to play my game off of that, and knowing that him just being on the court just opens the court up for the other four guys.
Nice. I love Castle, man. I love Castle. We talk about Castle quite a bit. I don't know. I feel like people would. Maybe I should give him more. I don't know. Do you guys think I'm pretty fair when it comes to Castle? Like, you think I give him enough praise? Because I really do think he's truly good. Like, he's the only player, like out of him, Fasel, Sohan, that I think could legitimately be a star. Like, end up being a star, If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. True. He's underglazed. That is so funny.
I'll
I
make
mean, hit that. Castle might be the GOAT. Okay, wait. Oh, your name is GOAT. Is that why you did that? I don't know. You don't glaze them enough? We should do more Castle videos. Focus on Castle. Let me say this now. I think Castle could potentially be a star. I really do believe that. I think that he is a really good defender. I think that he does so many great things on the court as far as utilizing his basketball IQ. But most importantly, his go-tos, right? His go-tos right now, his tendencies are good. He has good tendencies. He has good decision-making. Like, does he turn the ball over here and there? Sure, right? Taking those risks. He's young. You don't know that you can't take that pass, right? Or you don't know that you're not going to be able to get that shot off sometimes. But for the most part, I think that he has really great tendencies, and his fundamentals are so solid. You can tell he was super well coached throughout his life, that those things won't go away, right? Whether or not he becomes a phenomenal outside shooter or not, those tendencies that he has in his game and the fundamentals will remain, and they will always thrive in crucial situations. So he'll always be good. That hezzy move is sick. Yeah, he got pretty good hang time too. His mid-air adjustments are really impressive. Castle's the SGA level superstar, period. Whoa, not yet. He could possibly potentially get there, but you know, it's a ceiling for a reason. Clang, you're fair with Castle. He is a rookie with a high ceiling. Castle is usually good. Last couple of games after All-Star weren't great, but he rebounded back and is showing true promise. Yeah, I think I'm pretty nice towards. Like, I really do love Castle as a player. You know, when we were talking about getting Fox, I mean, I told you guys, like, I do not want to move Castle. Like, I probably won't make the deal if we have to move Castle. True Holiday being his floor would be crazy, Sebastian. Like, that just means he's good enough, right? Castle is what I expected Lonnie Walker to be. Sad. They don't really have. I guess I see what you're saying. Kind of. I don't think they really play that similar though. But I can see that. Both stupid athletic. Castle doing great. Yeah, Castle fits the calm mode perfectly. I really do. High basketball IQ, great defender. I really do think the Spurs just make these players in a lab or something. I don't know. He sounds like Kawhi. Listen to this.
To deal with that.
Depending on who we were missing. I mean, just emphasizing that, you know, we need more from, you know, other guys. Guys gonna have to step up. You know, just, you know, Mitch changing the lineups, just doing whatever we can to just try and balance, you know, missing.
All right, so you hear that, right? You hear that? Okay. So now I'm gonna play. Hold on. Now I'm gonna play a clip from Kawhi Leonard.
Nothing strange. Ty said he was happy with the guys' effort.
On left a lot, the ones I missed, and just tried to center it and went short, and I made the last one finally. So I'll keep at it, repetition.
Okay, I can't hear him at all, but you know what Kawhi sounds like. All right, this is a Spurs channel. We've been over Kawhi many years. You know what he sounds like. Castle, the real #1 pick of the draft. Miguel, real talk. We're going to have to go back and look at people's reactions to me saying take Castle over, oh gosh, what's his name? Oh God. What was the #1 overall pick? Oh my goodness. Ricochet. It's Ricochet, right? Dude, you guys have no idea how many people were like angry about that. Like, why would you know? It's like, no, he's better than Ricochet. I don't like Ricochet as a player. I didn't quite understand why Ricochet moved so far up in the draft this last season. Anyways, end the segment. To be fair, I wanted both. I did not want Ricochet. What the heck? What I'm trying to... I'm trying to, crap. There's this YouTuber named Poppin' Often with Lofton. And he does VOD reviews of anyway, sorry. He's a Marvel Rivals coach and he does VOD reviews of like people's gameplay. And I'm trying to get him to look at mine. And he left a comment here. He said I need to put it in the pinned comment, so let me do that. All right, cool. All right, then let me. He said, "Yeah, be sure to." And the which one is it? The what's it called? There we go. Yeah, I have gameplay for him. What rank you in this season of Rivals? I am Grandmaster 3. I got kicked out of 2. Dude, you guys have no idea. Last thing, I'm gonna get out of here, okay? You have no idea how frustrated I was last night. So I was actually on the game with my cousin, and we went on a long winning streak. And it was fun, having a good time. And he said, you know what? Screw it. Let's keep playing until we lose. And I said, let's do it. Let's, I'm out. Marvel's talk incoming. Good night. Oh, okay. Yeah. Have a good night. Like he was like, let's just play until we lose. I was like, okay, cool. Let's play until we lose. And we got to a game where he said, okay, Clan, what's up? He's like, look at that person's name that was on our team. I was like, which one? He's like, the Jeff. And I read it and it said, I throw for money. And I was like, what does that mean? Like he throw like his butt for money? Oh, that's funny. And he's like, no, dude, look at the chat. And I look at the chat and he put in the chat talking to the opposing team. If you guys send me $5, I will throw this game. And then he dropped his Cash App. And when I say that he threw it, I mean, he threw it like you've never seen a game be thrown before. Hold on, let me see. I could probably just show you it. It was insane, bro. You guys have no idea how messed up this was. You have no idea I messed up this was. By the way, I probably should say this. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this entire segment. Yeah, I probably should say that. Good night, Clan. Good night, man. Let me see if I can bring it up. With me in Steam. I can find it through Steam. That's crazy. It was so bad, bro. And then someone on the opposing team said, what did they say? They were like, oh, dude is broke. And he said, don't worry, I'll do it for free. What a horrible person. Like, real talk, just wasting everyone's time. I went to his profile and he literally got to Grandmasters just so he could do that. He didn't even pay him. He just wanted to be a jerk. No one paid him. No one's going to pay him money to do that.